Gunmen invade Abuja community in hour-long operation, kidnap 4 top company officials. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update as it the hot. If this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That's the only way you can show us support. Like, comment, share. Also remember to on your notification button so that whenever we are posting news, you will be the first to collect it. Let's go down to the news proper. As I have read to you, information reaching to us is that government has invaded Abuja community in a long hour operation, kidnapped 4 top company officials. Well, before I continue, I wonder, Abuja is the capital city of Nigeria, FCT, Federal Capital City. And I wonder why this long operation could go without interference of police force, armed force, and the rest of them. And meanwhile, when you come down to southeast, you will see like thousands of checking points where nothing is happening. Meanwhile, let me take you down to that news so that you can see what actually happened. Some of the victims kidnapped by the government during the operation that lasted about an hour were identified as managers in some companies. Some yet to identified gunmen invaded the Mashafa area of Mbapi in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in early hours of Saturday and kidnapped 4 residents. Some of the victims kidnapped by the government during the operation that lasted about an hour were identified as managers in some companies. A resident of the community who simply identified himself as Zach told Punch that the armed men came for specific residents, adding that the government separately broke into the houses of the victims and whisked them away. They came early in the morning, around 1 a.m. with sophisticated weapons. The sound of their guns were very loud, and it lasted about an hour. If you look at the kind of people they kidnapped, it showed that they had their targets, and they one by one forced their way into their houses to pick them up. We have an executive officer of a logistic company, another a manager of a big bakery. The other one is a manager of an oil dump company, and the last one works with a construction company, Zach said. However, the police, FCT, has not made an official statement on the incident at the time the report was filed. Meanwhile, you can see that Ochatala, you don't shell for Niger because insecurity is becoming a kind of business in this nation. And some politicians started thinking that it was going to end that way. And as you can see, the thing is not ending anytime. Meanwhile, those who were kidnapped from the reports believe that to be that these people got the people they targeted and the people they wanted. Please, let the federal government do something about this thing. Ask one this saying that you want about the auto, let one come one guard. If the death will kill Alahaji, if that death get Aboki go finish am. If this kind of thing is happening in the Federal Capital Territory, of course you know that the place where these people were kidnapped is not just a common area, it's a protected area and an area where big officials and top people are living in Abuja. And this kind of thing is happening there. Imagine some rural and local areas in the state. So I think since the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has taken over, make they do something to make sure that things like this are not happening in the country. Another one, Nigerian Air Force personnel invited time. Troublesome, son reportedly fighting his father, beating sister in Enugu, return with his corpse. If person dey born or make you dey born children wey be say their head correct o, no be when you finish drinking ogogoro you go climb your wife come born one stubborn pikin wey go dey give you wahala or you born one hookup girl like that wey go dey run from one place to another. No mind me o. May we go down to the, they say Nigerian Air Force personnel invited to tempt troublesome son, reportedly fighting his father, beating his sister in Enugu, returning with his corpse. They call somebody make he can't save somebody, the person can't kill the person. Where they say make he can't save. Now Wahala number 2 be that too. Some personnel of the Nigerian Air Force attached to Enugu Grand Base have reportedly killed the only son of his parents, identified as Emeka Oduenyi. Sahara reporters learned that the deceased Emeka was beaten to death on Thursday, May 25, 2023, after the Air Force personnel who were reportedly on illegal duty went to his father's house at Onwa Street in Emene, in the Enugu State Local Government area of Enugu, and took him away. Trouble was said to have started penultimate Wednesday when the deceased, who is said to be about 30 years old, beat up his sister against the warning of his father, Chief Oduenyi, that he should on no account beat his sister again. Emeka, who was reported to be very troublesome in his family, left the house and went to sleep in a friend's house that Wednesday to allow his father's anger to subside. Unfortunately, according to a source close to the family, against the advice of his friends not to return to their house on Thursday morning, Emeka went back and started making more trouble. So his father, through one of their neighbors, called some personnel of Nigerian Air Force to come and assist him to tame him. The military personnel came and picked him up. Surprisingly, a few hours later, somebody called the father that his son was sick and that he should come to Annunciation Specialist Hospital. On getting to the hospital, the doctors on duty confirmed him dead. Another source told Sahara reporters that there is a strong suspicion that he was tortured to death because there were bruises all over his body. Again, the mortician that embalmed the body told the family that the boy has some fractures at the pharynx and lymph nodes. But when Sahara reporters visited the family, the father didn't want to discuss the incident but simply said Emeka will be buried tomorrow, Thursday, in our village in Anori community in Kano West local government area, Enugu State. Meanwhile, when contacted the Nigerian Air Force Base, Enugu, on the development, they denied any knowledge of the incidents. The spokesperson of Enugu Air Force Base, Messi Awonumoku, who spoke to Sahara reporters on the telephone on Wednesday, said, "I am hearing this from you. We don't have any record of such an incident here. If you are right with your information, help us with the identities of the personnel involved." Una don't see as it dey happen on my people. For those of you who be say if your pikin do something, you go call police for them. Carry them put for jail. You don't see the result. This man, what happened was that this man in question now, the son did something. The son is very troublesome. So in order to put the son in order, because the son has even been beating the sister, troubling the father and the mother. So the man decided, because somebody advised him to one of their neighbor, to go and call Air Force people. Of course, you know that these people are Marebendo de Mado. And he went and called one of them. They picked the boy up, carried him to their station. Unfortunately for him, they started beating the boy, torturing him. And on the process, the boy became sick. They took him to the hospital. Right there and there, the boy died. That was how the boy gave up the ghost. Just because, and this boy in question was the only son of the family, this only son of the father. And of course, you know how Igbo people, how we revere sons. Because as an Igbo man will be, even if you give birth to 20 girls, you'll be waiting for your wife to give birth to a boy. That boy is the one that is going to represent you, to replace you in the family. And most people, if they don't have a boy child, sometimes they tend to, marry another wife to be able to achieve that. And this man, just because his son is strong-headed, he decided to invite Air Force. And on the process, they beat the boy to death. So my wonderful people, if your son is stubborn, try to check yourself, because it could be how you yourself have been acting when you were small. Yes, because you can't be stubborn and give birth to someone that is cool, or you can't be cool and give birth to someone that is stubborn. So people don't even understand this thing about giving birth is about replicating yourself, bringing another you into the world. So definitely that child must act like you. So if you see your child that is very stubborn, check yourself well. Remember when you were a youth, how you used to act, and you will know that nah, this one na real me. Oh. And the one thing about giving birth to children is that they will do more than you. They will do the greater than what you have done. If you are very intelligent when you were young, your children will be as smart as, even smarter than you. If you are dummy, okpo, isi okpo mpi. Your children go isi okpo mpi times two, because you get some people when they teach themselves, the thing no go they enter their brain. You get one boy for my class that time where we say who keep for mathematics. No matter how you teach this guy maths, the guy, even English and Igbo self, the guy know they understand. So if you say na how in Papa be when the man they still they young. Meanwhile, I'll be winding down the curtain here, my wonderful people. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. That is the only way you can say, wow, these guys are doing good work on this channel. Thank you for listening. God bless you.